G'day folks, planning for our next trip. We're going away next weekend. We're going to Broken Hill, Mildura. Right, so I just wanted to show you my camping setup because I've accumulated a few things and I want to try a few things, and yeah, so I'll just go through what I'm doing now. I've pretty much emptied everything onto here so you can see what I've got laid out on the floor. Pretty self-explanatory really, and that's pretty much everything that goes with me on the trip. So I'm gonna set the camera up on the tripod, right, so now you can see. So basically I'll start from scratch. So things I need to take. Right, now I'll go through the things I need first. Right, my tent. It is just a cheap one. It's a Wanderers Jack and Jill tent, dome tent, 2-man tent. It's virtually big enough just for me. Okay, another item, very important, air mattress. Now this is from BCF. It's a pretty good one. Obviously it needs to be inflated. I do have a battery pump this time rather than the AC one. Allow me to travel on the fly and pump it up. Okay, probably shouldn't throw it because it's not an expensive one. So basically, I'll show you what I'm doing. So basically this fits nice and snug in there, all folded up neatly. Drone for my camera footage. So I'm just going to prove to you that this stuff all fits in the fucking bag. Now I split my tent up so the pegs have the tent holes in a separate bag. So these actually fit nice and snug in my side box, my saddlebag, and that's pretty much it for that. You won't fit much else in there. I think I had the pump in there as well. So that's my air pump. So pretty much that is full. There's nothing else I can fit in that bag. That's it. That's as good as you're going to get. So that's that. Now I do have a checklist. Very important to get a checklist when you're going away to make sure you don't forget things. This trip's a bit different. We're going to try doing a bit more roughing it. We're actually going to be doing a lot more roughing it, and when I say roughing it, we're going to actually attempt to camp on the side of the road one night. We're going away for 2 nights, so we're going to be going to Broken Hill, through Peterborough, Yunta, probably get fuel at Yunta hopefully. The overall trip from where we are is around about 550 k's, so it's not a huge amount of kilometres. It's, you know, it's a decent day's ride. So we're going to stay in a caravan park in Broken Hill, and then we're going to spend the night there, and then we're planning on getting up relatively early and heading down towards Mildura. Now we don't know what the roads are going to be like with the flooding and everything, so it's going to be a bit of a look and see what happens. I'm bloody sweating, it's hot. It's actually not hot, but it feels hot. Anyway, so yeah, so the first night isn't really such a big deal. We're going to be camping in a tent still, but we'll have power if we need it for charging stuff. Alright, now a good tip before you go away anywhere, if you've never been before and this is your first first camping trip where you're staying a couple of nights somewhere, obviously you need to take some supplies. We're not really going that remote, so it's not like we're gonna need desperate stuff, but essentials I'll go through now. So bottle of water. I don't have an awful lot of space left over, so you've really got to be careful and mindful of how much you're packing. You don't want to take too much stuff. You don't really need a lot of stuff. Top box. Now last time I went away, I forgot a pillow. I used to take this one, which is good because it's half the size of a size pillow. But this time I've decided to take my own pillow. Now, for what it's worth, It's only 2 days, it doesn't really matter, you don't really need the comforts from home, but I decided comfort's a good thing. It stops you getting so tired on a trip. So laptop's not in it, but will be. So what will happen, because I'm going for 2 nights, I'm going to record the vlog over 2 days. We're going to need a laptop to upload the stuff to. If anyone knows about GoPros, it takes an awful lot of footage. I like to record the whole trip and just edit it, but in case something happens that's really good to put on the camera, or you never know what you might see, and it might be, oh shit, by the time I get the camera out it's gone. So anyway, that's the plan. Now, top box, not going to put an awful lot of weight in that. So you saw the poles are in the saddlebag. The tent is going to be stuck in here. Obviously with my laptop in there, I'm going to have to be a bit, not jam shimmy, because I don't want to break it, because you know it's a fragile thing. Now, so in the top box, pretty much all that's going to be in there is my GoPro batteries. Will probably sit in there like that, and that's it. And you might think, wow, that's not much going in there. Oh, pillow to help everything, protects the laptop as well as it's my pillow from home, so it's great. That's it. Nothing else is going to go in there. Now you're looking at the stuff on the floor thinking, wow, where's he going to put all that? Lucky I'm here and lucky I'm on top of that. So my gloves are probably, it's going to be warm, but I still like to wear my gloves when I'm going along. So now, head torch, very important. Now, a lot of people go, oh, you should bring a torch as well, just, you know, because you might need a torch. This is pretty bloody powerful, and not only that, it'll last the whole trip and some. Like, you could use this all week for an hour at a time, as long as you're on the lowest setting. It'll last up to 8 hours, according to the packet. So I've yet to test that out, but I know that they do last a long time, and the beauty of it is I can charge it. I do have my charging port that I usually put in my jacket pocket, so that when I'm going along I can charge my GoPro, so I don't have to worry about chopping and changing batteries. Now, as far as, I'll turn it on so you can see, because I know the GoPros are shit in the dark. So the essential stuff I take on my trip. I take my tool kit. Now this is a Stanley, and it's got pretty much all the torque sizes that I'm going to need. I also carry a T27, which is another popular size. If anything comes loose, I'm able to tighten it up. There's a T25 in here as well, not there, in here, sorry, and a T20, and yeah, so everything that Harley kind of needs, because you do have a lot of torque screws if anything comes loose. Not that it will, but I always like to be prepared. So that's that kit. So that's one of my essential tools. Another one is a pair of side cutters and a stack of cable ties. Very good, important thing to take with you in case something comes loose, comes off, whatever. Now, I also brought my own, which I've scratched out off that, but it's a digital tyre gauge, just to show if I can check my tyre pressures and stuff like that. I do have an extension hose that came with the bike, because being such an arsehole of a spot it's in, and with the beauty of these ones is you tighten them, and as you tighten them, before they actually push the valve, the O-ring contacts the top and stops it from leaking air out while you're screwing it in, because there's nothing more frustrating than that. Now, my friend Mike, who's coming with me, has sold me his gauge because he bought another one. That's for the shock absorbers, which I've already set with the weight, based on my weight and everything else I've been calculating, and the luggage and everything like that. I've calculated about 30 psi for the trip. We'll see how that goes. I've yet to go take this for a ride. I'm going to do an oil change on it before I go, just so that it's all ready to go. Now, I do take my GoPro selfie stick thing. I don't really use it, but you never know when an opportunity might arise where I do use it. A pair of flat nose pliers, some smaller cable ties. I always take this with me in this bike, because when the ground's a bit soft or soggy, this stops it from sinking in the mud. my hat, which probably shouldn't be in that compartment, but anyway. And a couple of screwdrivers, a Phillips head and a flat head. Nothing major. Some bulbs. Yeah, that's I don't even know why I've got that in there, because that's not really for this product anyway. And a small shifter, and I mean a small shifter. You can't get a shifter much smaller than that, I don't think. And there's some other bits and pieces. There's a GoPro timer, a little Stanley knife blade for cutting off those cable ties or whatever else you want to do. Now there's one more thing I would suggest you get, and I'm going to put one together, a small one. Is just a small little first aid kit. Just maybe a couple of band-aids, alcohol swabs, pair of tweezers, or the pick things, because nothing can ruin your trip more than a splinter or something like that in your foot or wherever. Just a splinter in general is a pain in the ass, so you want to sort of eliminate splinters, or not eliminate splinters, but have something that you can dig the splinters out anyway. Or shut up. So toolkit always in the bottom, and that stays in here all the time, regardless of whether I'm going on a long trip or just down to the beach or whatever. Like I said, the tool for pumping up the shock absorbers, the extension piece for pumping up your tyres, because on these glides they're a pain in the ass on these mags to get to the valve cap, so really handy. Cable ties, a spare GoPro buckle because they do break sometimes. So pliers, screwdriver. I'm actually going to polish that because I've scratched it, and you can still read it. It's just blob right in the middle where you kind of really want to see it. If it's, and as you can see, it's got a little light, which is super handy if it's dark. Not that I'll go riding at night, but sometimes a bit of extra light's brilliant. Okay, so that's the tools, pretty much everything that I need as far as tools go. The next thing is I always keep my coffee mug. It's kind of a bit redundant, because if I plan on making my coffee this time on the side of the road, so we might stop, when we stop at Yunta or whatever, might stop and have a coffee, but I'll show you what I've got for that. That's just something I'll keep in there anyway. If you stay at a caravan park, you got access to kettles and shit in the kitchens normally. I tested this before. I don't know how long this would last and how many goes you'd get out of it, but these are readily available pretty much everywhere you go. I think servos sell them as well, so if worst comes to worst and they ran out of gas, you can just zip down to the servo and get one of these. They come in different sizes. I believe the burner that I've got here is compatible with the normal ones, like the can ones you can get to in the thing. So let me just clip my camera on the mirror for a second, because I just want to show you this is what I've brought now. So your burner, okay, this is a brilliant little device. I got this from BCF. It's a Furno stove, small little thing. Actually it tells you there how much it uses per megajoule per hour. I don't even know what the fuck that means, but anyway, I don't even know what the hell that means. So in here, now this particular one was about 40 bucks, 45 bucks or something. It did not come with a flint, so it does not self-ignite, so you've got to have a cigarette lighter, which luckily I have. So tested everything. I actually screwed this on. I'll show you how to do it, but I'll probably show you more when I'm actually camping so you can see it being used. But basically, screw that on there, the legs fold out. The idea is you light it, boil your water, get a glove because that gets super hot, boil your water in that, tip your little sachets of coffee in, which I've got as well in my bag, which I'll show you in a minute. I know there's a brilliant channel that I like to follow here in Australia. It's Biker Bits. Mark, he's a funny guy. but full of good advice, and he does a lot of camping, and he's done a similar video to what I'm doing. But I'm just going to show you what I've sort of taken out of what I've sort of seen, and obviously while we're on the trip, if we have any issues, we'll film them, because that's what it's all about, trying to get the content out there so that you can... I'm trying to be helpful to people as well as be entertaining. I'm still only new to this YouTubing stuff, so I'm learning a lot as I go along. Mainly the confidence of actually, you know, explaining how to do stuff, and just, you know, just having an idea of how to get things done. It just makes the trip, it makes the viewing good, and hopefully the content is helpful to people if they want to do similar things. You always make rookie mistakes when you go out. I'm not saying I'm a rookie, because I'm not, but I am a rookie to motorcycle camping, because I've done a lot of camping in the past in tents, camper trailer, and now I've got a caravan. So it's not really camping, I guess, if you look at it like that. But what I'm trying to say is I have a fair bit of experience with camping, so I'm not a complete, total, utter newbie and stupid. Well, I am stupid, but I'm not. You can make that judgment. Wear my hat so you can't see my bald head. So anyway, that's... Now, obviously, if you're doing... most essential thing is water. It's not going to be super duper hot. The forecast for next week, and as you can see here in Adelaide, in November, and it's November the 26th, and we are constantly getting rain every goddamn day. We had a good break yesterday, it was sunny, it was beautiful, and now it's back to this shit again. But it's not cold, it's about 25 degrees, so it's kind of tropical. I apologise if that light's shining in your face, I can't see what I'm seeing until I play it back, but you get the gist. So, water, and I've got some things I'm going to experiment with. Now, I've still got to get myself a cooking pot, and I haven't really looked into what I'm doing with that. I might just take one of my little pots, and it should fit in the top box. These are going to actually go in my bag, which I bought. It's a Onyx, Harley Davidson Onyx brand. I'll tell you exactly what it is in a minute. It is not a huge bag, as you can see. That's it there now. I don't know if it picks it up on the GoPro, but it's got luminous striping around it, and really reflective. So awesome. You can see quite a lot of reflecting on it. So at night time, again, I don't go riding at night generally, but if you do, it's a bit more visible. It's pretty good. So gloves are probably going to live in here as well, and they're quite gutsy, and I gave my gloves to my son with his Ninja, and he hasn't given them back to me yet. I don't know why. I think he's decided he wants to keep them. So anyway, it don't matter. You'll probably go, oh yeah, I'll give them back to you if you want. So I might buy my pair of gloves for Christmas. Whoops, did I say that? Anyway, or buy myself a new pair of gloves and he can keep them. Because these are brilliant winter gloves. These are the heated ones I bought. I didn't do a review on them, or did I? I can't remember. They're dry rider, but they are quite bulky, and you probably see me have a dummy spit when I can't get my finger in the glove. But Mike suggested I put some talc in there, so that's definitely something I'm going to try next time I'm riding in this rain shit and your hands get sweaty or whatever and wet and you can't get the damn things on. It's infuriating, but again, that's just what it is. So where was it going? I can't remember. Oh yeah, that's right. This is the brand. So the Onyx Premium Luggage Collection. Now Mike bought a big bag for his. This one here, you can see in the picture. Bloody brilliant. I mean, they're expensive. His was around about the $500 mark. I think mine was like 200 and something for that one. But it's got cobwebs sticking to me. So yeah, mine's this one here. I don't know if you can see in that's all the part numbers. So if you're interested, I'll leave it on the screen for a couple of seconds so you can see. But awesome bit of kit that I bought, and it's obviously not designed for a lot of stuff, but what I'll be putting in it is my food, my clothes, and just stuff that I need to take on the trip. Deodorant, you know, I'll show you in a minute what's in it, but I'm just going through what I'm doing now. I also plan on putting these in the freezer the night before I go, so like I said, it's not going to be super duper hot, but staying hydrated helps to keep away fatigue. You don't want to be getting too much fatigue when you're riding along, so they'll be frozen when I leave and hopefully thawed out by the time I get to my first pit stop where I need a drink. And obviously it will stay cool for the night, so that's great. So pretty much that's all it's going to be. I'll try to balance the weight in both boxes. As you can see, this one's probably got a bit more weight than the other one, just because of the tools and stuff and all that's quite heavy, even though, you know, it's quite thing. But I do not want to leave without essential tools. At least the screwdriver, some Allen keys which are in the kit, just stuff that, you know, you might get something happen on the side of the road, something falls off, something comes loose, and you go, oh shit, what am I going to do now? You've got cable ties. I mean, worst case you could strap the bloody whatever fell off. I don't know what's going to, hopefully nothing falls off. But I'm just saying, if something did, you've got, you know, a few things in there that might just get you out of the shit. Now, also essential for me, old codger, is this backrest. I would not leave home without it on a long trip. I even get lazy and leave it on when I'm going around town because it is so comfortable with that on. It just locks you back in, you're not straining. It's super comfortable, this bike. It weighs a ton, not literally, but it feels like half a ton at least. But when you're going along you don't feel that, and also it is just the perfect touring motorcycle, in my opinion, if you're only staying on bitumen roads. If you're going off-road, you're going to have to get an adventure tourer, but I'm not going to tell you what sort of bike you've got to have. That's up to the individual, but for the purpose of what we are doing, that's what we're getting to go away on. So super duper excited about the trip. What else now? I'm digressing, I know. I'm just going to show you, because I'm taking it now. Another thing important. Well, I think it's important. Sorry, I'll turn this off so it's not long ago. A chair. Now, a chair doesn't have to be anything majorly great and fully comfortable, but you need something to sit on, like, especially if it's raining, because when you tense up, there ain't enough room to sit in there in the day. If it starts raining, you can at least, you know, put your wet weather gear on and sit in the bloody rain, but at least if you've got a chair, you're not sitting on the floor in the wet, and it just makes life so much more comfortable. So, for the purpose of the minute, I'm going to shut that. So, what I did was I put these on already, because I've had all this stuff on, but I just want to show you how easy it is to put back on. So basically, I started with chair first. Now, I discovered the first time I went away, that I had it up here, but you can't see behind you because they lock exactly where the mirror points. So, shit spot. Where am I going to put it? Right, so here, okay, behind me. Perfect. Right, it's only not perfect if you've taken a pillion with you, in which case you'd probably stay in the cabin because you wouldn't have enough space for two. I don't think. You would, but you'd have to pack extremely light. Now, this is my sleeping bag, which I've used. The Onyx luggage comes with a rain cover, right? So, thinking in case it rains, which it's been raining non-stop for the last fucking 6 months here in Adelaide, pretty much. So, when it rains, you've got a little cover to go in the sleeping bag. If you haven't got a cover, all you really need to do is get a bloody garbage bag. Simple. So I already threaded this through. You might need to give it a bit more slack. But what you do is you pull that through. Obviously, you don't need to be showing to you one of these straps, but these are bloody brilliant. I would not recommend anything less. Now these are rated to 250 kilos, so more than enough to strap your luggage on. Now, pull it a little bit taut there, and hopefully you can see this side, and same on this side. That goes under, Ready? That goes under. Come on, darling. Right, that goes under, that goes under. Again, now being behind me, it's probably not going to come off anyway. But being strapped to the bike, it definitely ain't going to come off. And then what I did with this before was I tucked it under, right, and just put it behind like that. Oh, sorry. Blech. Start again. You need to put a bit more. That's a bit more purchase on that bag. It's not really going to go anywhere. It doesn't have to be super stupid tight. And with the flappy bit that's going to flap around if you don't tuck it under, just put it under there like that. Chair's on, that's on. Now you're seeing me strap it now. I'm not going to unstrap it again afterwards. This is coming away with us, and that's it. So even if that was going to flap about the piece, it's not going to catch in anything and cause you to have an accident. Right? So as you can see, it doesn't affect how I'm sitting. Perfect. I can make sure it's still on. The backrest is pushed all the way back, so it's not squashing anything. It is fan bloody tastic. That's what it is. Anyway, so that's that. That's that. Now I'm going to show you now. Get the tripod set up again. So anyway. So, like I was saying, everything's in there. Now that's not staying in there because today is Saturday, so I'm leaving next Friday. So this is just to show you how it's all going to go. Right, now this bag, absolutely brilliant. Sits on there like that. Okay, actually, no, it doesn't. Sits on there like that. Now you're wondering, how the hell does that strap on? Well, my friends, I will tell you. This one clips in with these fasteners. And you have to, unfortunately, this is the only one you have to undo that first. Then you can pull it tight and lock it in. It locks in. Same with all the others. So as you can see, it all clips on. Super easy. There's 4 of these. And you'll find that's it. She's on. As you can see, that took what? 30 seconds? Not even. Right. Soap, toothbrush, toothpaste, face cloth, scrubber. That's it. Alright, perfect. In here I have a pair of flip-flops, a pair of thongs, a couple of pairs of jocks, a t-shirt, a pair of socks, 2 nights, bloody polo. Now I'll put it in the plastic bag just as another tip for you people out there. If you go away camping and you don't go away camping and you never thought of it, you can use the bag to put your dirty smelly clothes in, so you're not contaminating your bag with the stinky underwear or socks, or so to speak. It's not really cold, but beanie. Now I'll bring in 2 towels. This one is primarily if the tent gets dew on it in the morning, you do a quick wipe over, and then you can hang it out when you get to the next spot. Toiletry bag, and just go in there like that. Now it's quite a big capacity, it's not tiny. You can stag chili. Right. In fact, no. You know what? This is going to go in here because there's plenty of room. Tin of tuna, couple of packets of noodles, soup, and now I almost forgot to mention this. Also, coffee, outstanding. But as you can see, it's got. I'm just going to unclip this again. You've got a heap of pockets all over this thing. There is actually a shoulder strap, so if you can actually connect, when you take it off, you can put the strap on there and there, and you can carry it like a over shoulder bag. So absolutely brilliant, very innovative, thought of everything. We've got these little things here. I'm not quite sure what you'd use them for, but absolutely brilliant. And of course, the towel for when you have a shower. I believe they have a pool at this place we're going to, so we might take advantage of that if it's been a long hot day. I mean, 29 degrees isn't really hot, but it's getting up there. I mean, it could make the trip so much more refreshing when you get home and you jump in the pool. That's, you know, not a bad idea. Brilliant idea, I think. So anyway, yeah, that is a bit shitty. I need to fix that, but basically what you can sort of do, you can always put it through there and, you know, you can tie it off. It's not going to matter too much. It's not really going to come loose and flap out. It's going to be okay. And that's it. Probably pack a teaspoon, obviously, or a fork. Just use disposable ones. You can keep them in your thing. I've got a heap out in my barbecue area, so I'll just grab them. I'll put a spoon, a fork and a knife in there. You've got all three. We were talking today, it's probably a good thing to have a little pocket knife or something, one of those leather men. And like I said, this head torch, absolute gem. I wouldn't go camping without one of these. And like I said earlier, it's got a charging port. You open it up and it's got a USB, well, it's not a C charger, but it's one of the many cords I do have carrying around. So absolutely brilliant. And obviously I've got my charging points on this bike, which is necessary now. And the other good thing about this bag is everything's accessible, so I would probably put the torch in there. You don't have to open the bag to fucking get to your stuff. The only thing I would have to get in there is my, like I said, the GoPro batteries if I decide to unplug it, because I have got this one, which is usually my phone, or if I'm yeah, I can charge this GoPro I'm using now with the clamps, because like I said, I'll probably, you know, as I'm going along, put it there, or I'll put it the other way. It's just fantastic, you know. It's for filming and vlogging, and you know, I point it on the wheel, I can reach it. So anyway, so we are getting a bit hot, this camera. I feel it getting hot. But, and then obviously these zips are very robust. So it's quality. I mean, it's a $200 bag. Doesn't look like an awful lot for $200, but I think for what it is and what I'm using it for, fantastic. I don't need too much weight on there. That probably weighs, I didn't do a weight. I was going to grab the scales and do a bit of a weight measurement on everything, but I could probably imagine all of that stuff would be maybe 20 kilos at the most. Could be out of whack with that, could be under, could be more, I don't know. Bottom line is, balance everything, make sure everything's tight, everything's, you know, easily accessible. It doesn't look overloaded, but it does look loaded. It looks like I'm going away, which is fun. I can't wait. And then obviously, as you can see, the bag's on there. Oh, hang on, I need to get in there for something. Boom, you don't have to take the bag off to get in there. So yeah, like I said, I'm super happy with this setup. Again, this is all trial and error. When you go away, whoops, when you go away, you don't know if things are going to work or if things are going to, you know. But this will be the third camping trip me and Mike have done together, and I think we've got it pretty much sorted. There's nothing that we don't really need now. Everything's there and everything's good. So anyway, so I just thought I'd give you a bit of a vlog before we go away, and the next time you see Northern Woody, we'll be leaving, and we're planning on leaving at about 7 in the morning, and it should be a good experience. Oh, and another thing, just before I go, I nearly forgot the bloody air guard. Don't forget the air guard and have a good weekend. That's what the motto used to be. Don't forget the air guard. I just look around. No, don't need nothing else. So there you go. There's the limo, all set, packed, ready to go. And the only thing I don't have on there is me. Everything else, boom, done. Sorry, stealing marks from that Bolkovitz. He just says that a lot. Boom, boom, it's done. Anyway, see you on the road. Stay upright.